Growing up, I always thought protecting my little brother was my purpose in life. Today, I realised it might have been my biggest mistake. My name is Madison, and I just got played for 10 grand by my own flesh and blood. The worst part? I should have seen it coming. Everyone else did. "You're too soft on him," my best friend Reed told me last month when I mentioned lending Khalil the money. "He's 27, not 17. Let him figure it out himself." But how could I say no? Khalil had called me crying about medical bills, claiming his insurance wouldn't cover some urgent procedure. He sounded desperate, vulnerable, just like when we were kids and he'd crawl into my bed during thunderstorms. "I promise I'll pay you back, Maddie," he'd said, using my childhood nickname. "You know I'm good for it. Please, I don't know who else to ask." I transferred the money that same night, $10,000, nearly all my savings. Mum always said family comes first, right? This morning, while sipping my coffee and mindlessly scrolling through Instagram, I nearly choked. There was Khalil posted up in Miami Beach, champagne in hand, designer clothes head to toe. The caption read, "Living my best life. Sha blessed Tasha luxury lifestyle." The timestamp, 2 days after I sent him the money. My hands shook as I scrolled through his feed. Posts from high-end restaurants, nightclubs, shopping sprees. Each image felt like a slap in the face. "You've reached Khalil. Leave a message." I tried calling 6 times, straight to voicemail. Finally, around noon, my phone buzzed. A text from him. "Chill sis, what's with all the calls?" I called again immediately. This time he picked up. "What's going on with you?" I demanded, trying to keep my voice steady. "I thought you needed that money for medical bills." He laughed, actually laughed. "Oh, come on, Maddie. You really believe that. I needed a vacation, and you're always so generous. It's not like you can't afford it." "Are you kidding me? That was my savings, Khalil. Look, I'll pay you back, eventually. Stop being so dramatic." "Dramatic? You lied to me. You manipulated me." "Whatever. You're just mad because you fell for it. Maybe next time don't be so naive." The call ended. I sat there staring at my phone, feeling like an absolute fool. Reed stopped by my office later that afternoon, probably sensing something was wrong from my 3-word responses to his texts. "Spill it," he said, perching on the edge of my desk. What did he do this time? I showed him Khalil's Instagram feed. His jaw tightened as he scrolled. "That little shit," he muttered. "Want me to talk to him?" I shook my head. "No, this time it's different. He needs to learn there are consequences." "What are you thinking?" Before I could answer, my phone buzzed. Mom. "Madison, honey, are you coming to the charity gala next month? Khalil's being honoured for his charitable work. Can you believe it? My baby boy finally growing up." I felt sick. Charitable work? The only charity Khalil knew was taking advantage of other people's kindness. "Of course, Mum. Wouldn't miss it." After hanging up, I turned to Reed. "You know Jennifer Garcia, right? The one organising the gala?" He nodded slowly, a smile spreading across his face. "I see where this is going." "Khalil wants to play games? Fine, let's play. But this time I'm making the rules." Reed leaned forward, eyes sparkling with interest. "What did you have in mind? Something public, something he can't laugh off or charm his way out of." I pulled up Khalil's Instagram again, looking at his smug smile in the Miami photos. He's built this whole fake image of himself as some kind of philanthropist. Time to show everyone who he really is. "You sure about this? It's going to get messy." I thought about all the times I'd covered for Khalil, made excuses for him, cleaned up his messes. The way he'd laughed at me on the phone, mocked my trust in him. You know what's messy, Reed? Watching someone you love become someone you don't even recognise anymore. Sometimes the only way to help someone is to stop helping them at all. Reed nodded, pulling out his phone. "I'll text Jennifer, get the ball rolling." As he typed, I stared out my office window at the city below. For the first time in my life, I wasn't thinking about protecting my little brother. I was thinking about destroying him. And God help me, it felt good. The next morning, I decided to give Khalil one last chance to come clean. I drove to his apartment building, the same luxury complex he'd complained he could barely afford when begging for the loan. "Well, this is a surprise," he said, opening the door in designer loungewear. "Come to apologise for yesterday's drama?" I pushed past him into the apartment. New furniture everywhere, a massive TV I'd never seen before, shopping bags from high-end stores scattered across the floor. "Medical bills, huh?" I picked up a receipt from his coffee table. "Unless Gucci started making hospital gowns, I think we need to talk." He flopped onto his leather couch, rolling his eyes. "Look, I needed a break, okay? You don't understand the pressure I'm under." "Pressure? What pressure? You don't even have a job." "I'm networking, building connections. That takes money, Madison. Image is everything in this city." "And what about the charity gala? Mum says you're being honoured." His face lit up. "Oh yeah, Clifford Myers introducing me, says I'm an inspiring young philanthropist. Pretty cool, right?" I felt my blood pressure rising. "What charitable work have you actually done, Khalil?" "It's all about presentation, sis. I made some donations." "With whose money?" He shrugged. "Details. The point is, people believe in me. Maybe you should try it sometime." My phone buzzed. "Reed, Jennifer's in. Meeting at 2 p.m. You coming?" "You know what?" I said to Khalil, grabbing my purse. "You're right. Maybe I should start believing in you. See you at the gala." He didn't even look up from his phone as I left. Jennifer's office was exactly what you'd expect from someone who organised high society events. All clean lines and modern art. She greeted me with a warm hug. "Reed filled me in," she said, gesturing for us to sit. "I have to say I'm relieved. Something felt off about your brother's sudden philanthropy." "How did he even get involved with the gala?" I asked. Jennifer sighed. "Clifford Meyer. They met at some networking event. Clifford's been singing his praises, saying Khalil's the future of charitable giving in our city. Even sponsored his membership at the country club." Reed whistled. "Clifford Meyer, the real estate developer? That's a powerful friend to con." "Exactly why this needs to be handled carefully," Jennifer said. "We can't just accuse him without proof. Clifford's reputation is at stake too." "I have proof," I said, pulling out my phone. "Bank transfers, text messages, social media posts, everything showing where that charitable donation really went." Jennifer reviewed the evidence, her expression darkening. "This is substantial, but are you sure you want to do this publicly? It could destroy his reputation." "What reputation?" I snapped. "He's built everything on lies. He's using people's goodwill to fund his lifestyle. Someone has to stop him." Reed touched my arm. "Maddie, take a breath. We're with you, but Jennifer's right. This will have consequences." "I know, but so does letting him continue." Jennifer nodded slowly. "Okay, the gala's in 3 weeks. During the ceremony, we'll have a video presentation introducing each honoree. We can modify Khalil's." "How exactly?" Reed asked. "We'll start with the image he's created, then show the reality. Bank statements, social media posts, everything. It'll be impossible to deny." My stomach churned. "Mum will be there." "She should be," Reed said gently. "Better she learns the truth now than later." Jennifer pulled out her calendar. "I'll need time to put the presentation together, and we'll have to be discreet. If Khalil suspects anything—" "He won't," I assured her. "He's too busy enjoying his best life to notice anything else." As we left Jennifer's office, Reed grabbed my hand. "You okay?" "No, but I will be." I showed him my phone, another Instagram post from Khalil, this time at the country club with Clifford. The caption read, "Mentorship is priceless. Grateful for those who believe in my vision. Blessed Tsar's giving back." "The thing is," I said, "part of me still loves him. He's my little brother. But sometimes loving someone means making them face consequences." Reed squeezed my hand. "You're doing the right thing." "Am I? Because it feels like I'm about to nuke my entire family." Sometimes things need to break before they can heal properly. As we walked to our cars, my phone buzzed again. "Mum, just had lunch with Khalil. He's so excited about you coming to the gala. Says he has a surprise planned. My 2 babies, together again. I showed Reed the message. Well, he said, she's right about one thing. There's definitely going to be a surprise. I stared at my mother's text, her happiness practically radiating through the screen. 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, I'd either be the hero who exposed a fraud or the villain who destroyed her family. Maybe I'd be both. Are you absolutely sure about the timing? I asked Jennifer, watching her work on the presentation in her office. 2 weeks had passed, and my stomach turned every time I thought about the gala. Trust me, she said, clicking through slides, right after Clifford's introduction, before Khalil's acceptance speech, maximum impact. Reed lounged on the office couch, frowning at his phone. Your brother's really milking this, Maddie. Look at his latest post. I glanced over. Khalil stood beside a children's hospital sign, wearing a perfectly tailored suit. The caption, "Meeting with amazing healthcare heroes. Every child deserves a chance. Ihr blessed Shalom giving back." He's actually using sick kids now, Jennifer muttered. That's low even for him. My phone rang. Mom. I stepped into the hallway to answer. Honey, are you free for dinner tonight? Khalil's cooking. I closed my eyes. Mum, I'm pretty busy with work. Please? He specifically asked for you to come. Says he misses his big sister. Of course he did. Khalil always knew exactly which strings to pull. Fine. What time? Walking into Mum's house that evening felt like stepping into a trap. The smell of garlic and herbs filled the air. Khalil's signature pasta, my favourite. There's my favourite sister. He wrapped me in a hug, all charm and warmth, like the phone call never happened, like he hadn't stolen my savings. Mum beamed at us. Just like old times. During dinner, Khalil dominated the conversation, talking about his charitable initiatives and future plans. Mum hung on every word. And Madison, he said, reaching for my hand across the table, I want you to know I haven't forgotten about the loan. In fact, I have something special planned at the gala. I nearly choked on my wine. What do you mean? You'll see. It's going to be amazing. Trust me. Mum clapped her hands. Oh, I'm so proud of you both. Khalil helping the community, Madison always supporting him. This is all I've ever wanted for my children. I excused myself to the bathroom, hands shaking as I texted Reed. He's planning something for the gala, about the money. Reed replied instantly. Damage control, or another con. Don't know, but we need to be ready. Back at the table, Khalil was showing Mom photos on his phone. And here's me with the hospital board. They're naming a wing after me. They're what? I couldn't help myself. Well, not officially yet, but Clifford's working on it. Says my dedication to children's healthcare is inspiring. I gripped my fork so hard my knuckles turned white. Really? And how much have you actually donated to the hospital, Khalil? Mum shot me a warning look. Madison? It's not about the money, sis, Khalil said smoothly. It's about raising awareness, building connections. The real work happens behind the scenes. After dinner, Mom insisted on showing me old photo albums. Pictures of Khalil and me as kids, building sandcastles, opening Christmas presents, me always watching over him. Remember this? Mum pointed to a photo of teenage me bandaging Khalil's scraped knee. You were always protecting him. Yeah, I said quietly. Maybe too much. Later, walking to my car, Khalil caught up with me. Hey, about the gala, he said, suddenly serious. I know things have been weird between us, but I promise after my speech everything will make sense. What are you planning, Khalil? He grinned. Can't spoil the surprise, but trust me, you'll want to be there. I drove straight to Reed's apartment, finding him and Jennifer still working on the presentation. We have a problem, I announced. Khalil's planning something for the gala, something about the money he owes me. Jennifer looked up from her laptop. Could he actually be planning to pay you back? With what money? He's spending everything he gets. Reed paced the room. Maybe he's found another mark, someone else to con for cash. Or maybe, Jennifer said slowly. He's going to use you. Turn this around somehow, make himself look even more generous. The realization hit me. He's going to make a show of paying me back, probably with Clifford's money, paint himself as this amazing brother who was just waiting for the right moment. That's actually brilliant, Reed admitted. If he does it publicly, no one would believe he stole from you in the first place. I sank onto the couch. So what do we do? Jennifer turned her laptop around. On the screen was our presentation, now ending with Khalil's Miami Beach photos. We stick to the plan, but now we add one more thing. What? Your mother's photos, the ones from tonight, show everyone how he's been manipulating family love his whole life. I thought about Mum's proud face at dinner, about all the years I spent protecting Khalil. Do it, I said. Add everything. As Jennifer worked, I stared at my phone. A new text from Khalil. Thanks for coming tonight, sis. Can't wait to make you proud at the gala. Love you. 1 week left. Either way, this would be the last time Khalil played anyone for a fool. The week before the gala, I ran into Clifford at my local coffee shop. My heart nearly stopped when he called out my name. Madison, just the person I wanted to see. He gestured to the empty chair at his table. Join me? I sat, clutching my latte like a shield. Clifford Meyer wasn't just wealthy, he was influential. If he caught wind of our plan... Your brother is quite remarkable, he said, beaming like a proud father. Did he tell you about the Children's Hospital Initiative? He mentioned something about a wing being named after him. Yes, we're announcing it at the gala. I'm matching his contribution, of course, $10,000 each. I nearly spat out my coffee. 10,000? He insisted on matching my donation, said it was important to have skin in the game. Clifford leaned forward. You must be so proud. My phone buzzed. Reed, where are you? Jennifer needs to show us something urgent. I have to go, I told Clifford. Work emergency. He caught my arm as I stood. Oh, one more thing. Khalil mentioned you helped him get started in philanthropy. That's wonderful. I forced a smile and practically ran out of the coffee shop. 20 minutes later, I burst into Jennifer's office. Reed was already there, looking pale. What's wrong? Jennifer turned her computer screen toward me. Khalil's been busy. Look at this. It was a draft press release for the gala. My stomach dropped as I read, Local philanthropist Khalil to announce major hospital donation, honouring sisters' inspiring generosity. He's using me as his origin story, I whispered, making it look like I loaned him the money to start his charitable work. It gets worse, Reed said. Show her the email. Jennifer pulled up another screen. An email from Khalil to the hospital board, dated right after our family dinner. My sister's selfless loan showed me the power of giving. I'm excited to announce my matching donation at the gala, dedicating it to her. That manipulative little... I couldn't even finish the sentence. He's covering all his bases, Reed said. If we expose him now, I'll look like I'm trying to take credit for his charitable work, I finished, or worse, like I'm jealous of his success. Jennifer started typing furiously. We need to adjust our strategy. The presentation needs to be airtight. My phone rang. Khalil. Hey sis, quick question. What are you wearing to the gala? I want us to coordinate for the photos. Photos? Yeah, for the press. After my speech, you know. It's going to be a big moment for both of us. I looked at Reed and Jennifer, who were listening intently. Khalil, what exactly are you planning? Can't tell you everything, but let's just say, remember how you always wanted me to do something meaningful with my life? Well, you inspired me, and now everyone's going to know it. After hanging up, I slumped in my chair. He's going to use my own words against me, all those times I encouraged him, tried to help him. We need more evidence, Jennifer said, something he can't spin. Reed snapped his fingers. The hospital board! They must have records of his supposed contributions. Already on it, Jennifer replied. My cousin works in their development office. She's sending me their donor records tonight. I pulled out my phone, scrolling through old texts from Khalil. The desperate messages begging for money, the promises to pay it back, screenshots of his Miami posts. Add these, I said, sending them to Jennifer. Show the timeline. How he asked for help with medical bills and then immediately went on vacation. Good, she nodded, but we need something more recent, something that proves he's still lying. My coffee meeting with Clifford flashed through my mind. He told Clifford he's matching his $10,000 donation, but he hasn't paid me back a cent. He doesn't have the money. Reed grinned. That's it. If we can prove he can't possibly make that donation. We show he's not just lying about the past, Jennifer finished. He's actively deceiving people right now. My phone buzzed again. Mum had sent a photo, her and Khalil at the hospital, both smiling widely. Look who's practicing his speech in the new children's wing. So proud, I showed Reed and Jennifer. He's really going all in on this. Good, Jennifer said, adding the photo to our presentation. The bigger he builds it, the harder he falls, Reed finished. I stared at the photo of my brother, his arm around our mother, standing in front of sick children's artwork. In 4 days, I'd either be exposing a fraud or destroying my family's trust forever. Make it bulletproof, I told Jennifer. He can't have any way to spin this. She nodded, determination in her eyes. By the time we're done, the only story he'll be telling is the truth. The night before the gala, I couldn't sleep. My phone kept lighting up with texts from Khalil. Can't wait for tomorrow, sis. You're going to be so proud of me. Wear something blue. It'll look great in photos. Around midnight, Mum called. Everything okay? I answered, trying to sound sleepy rather than anxious. Just excited. Khalil showed me part of his speech. He talks about you so beautifully, honey, about how you've always believed in him. I gripped my phone tighter. Mum, what if Khalil isn't who you think he is? What do you mean? What if? I swallowed hard. What if he's been lying to everyone? Silence. Then, Madison, I know you two have had your differences, but he's changed. You'll see tomorrow. He's finally becoming the man we always knew he could be. After hanging up, I texted Reed. I can't do this. He called immediately. Yes, you can. Want me to come over? 20 minutes later, Reed and Jennifer were at my door with wine and the final version of the presentation. One last review, Jennifer said, opening her laptop. We need to be certain about every detail. The presentation started with Khalil's social media posts about his charitable work, then showed the truth. Bank statements, timestamps of his Miami photos, screenshots of texts begging for medical bill. Money. Look at this. Reed pointed to the screen. Jennifer's cousin came through with the hospital records. Guess how much Khalil has actually donated to them? 0. Negative. He's been expensing meals at their cafe to Clifford's account. Jennifer clicked to the next slide. And here's the proof he can't make tomorrow's matching donation, his bank balance as of this morning. I leaned forward. The account showed less than $500. How did you get this? He still uses the family accountant, Jennifer smirked, the one who's been my best friend since college. My phone buzzed again. Khalil had posted a new Instagram story. A boomerang of him practicing at a podium, caption reading, Big things coming tomorrow, tra blessed taunt family first. He really has no idea, I whispered. That's what makes it perfect, Reed said. He's so convinced of his own lie that he won't see it coming. Jennifer closed her laptop. Everything's ready. The presentation is loaded into the gala's system. As soon as Clifford finishes his introduction, it all comes crashing down, I finished. You can still back out, Reed said gently. We can delete it all right now. I thought about Mum's voice on the phone, about Khalil using sick children as props, about all the people he'd manipulated and would continue to manipulate if someone didn't stop him. No, we're doing this. The next morning, my phone exploded with messages. Khalil had sent a car to pick me up for pre-gala preparations. The honorees are having brunch at the venue, he texted. Come early. Clifford wants photos. The hotel ballroom was already bustling with activity. Khalil stood in the centre, holding court with several board members. There she is, he called out, rushing over to hug me. My inspiration! Clifford appeared with a photographer. Let's get some shots of the siblings together. This is a beautiful story. As camera flashes popped, Khalil whispered in my ear, Wait till you hear my speech. I'm going to make everything right. Really? I whispered back. Everything? Trust me. By tonight, everyone will know exactly what you mean to me. Jennifer caught my eye from across the room, giving a subtle nod. The presentation was ready. During brunch, Khalil clinked his glass. I'd like to propose a toast to my sister Madison, who taught me the true meaning of generosity. Everyone awed. Mum wiped away tears. If only they knew, Reed muttered beside me. Khalil continued. Tonight I'm going to share how one act of kindness changed my life, how my sister's faith in me led to something bigger than ourselves. My phone buzzed. Jennifer. Final chance to back out. Say the word. I watched Khalil work the room, charming everyone with practiced ease, watched Mom beam with pride, watched Clifford introduce him to more influential people who could become future Marks. No, I texted back, it ends tonight. As the brunch wound down, Khalil pulled me aside. Wear that blue dress you wore to Cousin Sarah's wedding. It'll be perfect for the photos after my big announcement. What announcement, Khalil? He grinned. Let's just say, that loan you gave me, best investment you ever made. Trust me, after tonight everyone will know exactly what kind of person you are. I met his eyes. Yes, they will. 8 hours until the gala. 8 hours until everyone would indeed know exactly what kind of people we both were. The countdown had begun. The gala ballroom sparkled with crystal chandeliers and elegant table settings. I adjusted my blue dress, the one Khalil had requested, and watched the crowd file in. Everything's set, Jennifer whispered, appearing beside me. The presentation is queued up. As soon as Clifford finishes his introduction, There's my girl! Mum's voice cut through the tension. She hurried over, radiant in a silver gown. Don't you look beautiful? Have you seen your brother? He's being photographed with the hospital board. Reed appeared with champagne. Here, you look like you need this. I downed it in one gulp. Ladies and gentlemen, the MC announced, please take your seats. The ceremony will begin shortly. Mom pulled me toward the family table near the stage. Khalil was already there, practically glowing in an expensive suit. Ready for the big moment, sis? He squeezed my shoulder. I meant what I said earlier. After tonight, everyone will know exactly what you did for me. Can't wait, I managed through gritted teeth. The lights dimmed. Jennifer gave me a subtle thumbs up from the tech booth. The MC introduced various honorees, local business leaders, long-time donors, community activists. Then, and now, to introduce our final honoree of the evening, please welcome Mr. Clifford Meyer. Clifford took the stage, beaming. When I first met Khalil, I knew I'd encountered something special, a young man dedicated to making a difference. I glanced at Mom, who was already wiping away tears. What many don't know, Clifford continued, is that Khalil's journey into philanthropy began with a simple act of family love. His sister Madison. My heart stopped. Gave him a loan, believing in his potential. That loan became the foundation of his charitable work, proving that when we believe in others, amazing things happen. Khalil squeezed my hand under the table. I wanted to vomit. So without further ado, please welcome our rising star in philanthropy, Khalil. The audience applauded. Khalil stood, straightening his tie. Before Khalil speaks, the MC announced, we have a short video highlighting his journey. This was it. I saw Jennifer signal the tech booth. The lights dimmed completely. The massive screen behind the stage flickered to life. It started exactly as planned, Khalil's social media posts about charity work. Then, suddenly, the screen went black. My heart raced. What was happening? The screen lit up again, but instead of our exposé, it showed Khalil in front of the hospital, speaking directly to the camera. Tonight isn't just about me, Video Khalil said. It's about the power of family. I whipped around to look at Jennifer. She was frantically typing on her laptop, panic on her face. Technical difficulties, the MC announced smoothly. Let's move straight to Khalil's speech. Khalil practically bounced to the stage, completely unfazed. Thank you, Clifford. You know, when my sister Madison loaned me money for what she thought were medical bills. The audience chuckled warmly. My blood ran cold. She probably didn't expect it would lead to this, but sometimes the greatest acts of charity come from misdirection. Reed grabbed my arm. What is he doing? Tonight, Khalil continued, I'm proud to announce that not only will I match Clifford's $10,000 donation to the Children's Hospital, I'll be dedicating the new wing to Madison Armstrong, whose trust in me made all this possible. The crowd erupted in applause. Mum was sobbing openly now. And Madison! Khalil looked directly at me, his smile razor sharp. That loan you gave me, check your phone. My phone buzzed. A bank notification. Transfer received, $10,000. Consider it paid back, Khalil announced to the crowd, with interest, in the form of a legacy that will help children for years to come. More applause. People were standing now. I felt the room spinning. He'd outplayed us. Somehow, he'd known about the presentation and hijacked it, turned my attempt to expose him into his crowning moment. Let's hear it for the Armstrong siblings, Clifford called out. Proof that family and philanthropy go hand in hand. Khalil gestured for me to join him on stage. The spotlight found me. Hundreds of eyes watched, expecting the proud sister to embrace her charitable brother. Reed squeezed my hand. Go. We'll figure something out. In a daze, I walked to the stage. Khalil hugged me tight, whispering in my ear, Next time you plan a surprise, sis, maybe don't use my ex-girlfriend's best friend as your tech support. Jennifer still has a thing for me. Sends me everything. He pulled back, smiling broadly for the cameras. Smile, Maddie, you just became part of my origin story. The flashbulbs popped, the crowd cheered, and I stood there, frozen, realizing I'd just helped my brother pull off his biggest con yet. But the night wasn't over, and neither was I. As the applause continued, I grabbed the microphone from Khalil's hand. His smug smile faltered. Thank you, everyone, I said, my voice surprisingly steady. Since my brother's been so honest about our story tonight, I think I should share my version. Khalil tried to reach for the mic. I stepped away. You see, Khalil did ask me for money, but not for charity. I pulled out my phone. He said it was for medical bills, urgent ones. He called me crying. The audience grew quiet. Mum stood up, confusion on her face. Madison, Khalil warned, still smiling for the cameras, don't do this. I clicked open my photos. 2 days after I transferred him $10,000, my entire savings, he posted these. I held my phone to the mic and played his voice message. Oh, come on, Maddie. You really believed that? I needed a vacation, and you're always so generous. It's not like you can't afford it. The ballroom was dead silent now. Clifford stepped forward, frowning. Those Miami Beach photos you all saw in his charitable posts? That was my money. Those designer clothes he wears to hospital photo ops? My money. She's just jealous. Khalil grabbed the mic back. Everyone knows how success can strain family relationships. Really? I pulled out my second phone, the burner Reed had given me earlier. Then explained this email to Jennifer from an hour ago. I played the audio. Thanks for the heads up about their plan. Once the gala's done, we'll talk about that private dinner you wanted. And don't worry about the hospital wing. Clifford's money will cover my donation. Madison's loan was just seed funding for my image. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Clifford's face turned red. The hospital records show 0 donations from Khalil, I continued. The only thing he's donated is other people's money and trust. Security guards started moving toward the stage. Khalil's charm cracked completely. You think you're so smart, he snarled, grabbing my arm. Who's going to believe you now? I already paid you back. With what money, Khalil? I turned to Clifford. Did you give him an advance on the donation? Clifford stormed onto the stage. Is this true? Did you use my reputation to... I can explain everything. Khalil backed away. It's all part of a bigger plan. The only plan, I said into the mic, was to keep conning people who trusted you, starting with your own sister. Mum appeared at the stage stairs, tears streaming down her face. Khalil, tell me this isn't true. Mum, please, he tried to reach for her. Madison's trying to ruin everything because she's jealous. I paid her back. With Clifford's money, I said. Check your account, Clifford. I bet that transfer just happened today. Clifford was already on his phone. His face said everything. Security, he barked. Escort this young man out and call my lawyer. As guards approached, Khalil made one last desperate grab for the mic. Everything I did for us, for our family's reputation. Madison's just too stupid to see the bigger picture. No, I said quietly, but the mic caught every word. Everything you did for yourself, and you didn't just steal money, you stole people's trust, their hope, their belief in genuine charity. The guards reached him. He struggled, his perfect suit wrinkling. You'll regret this, he shouted as they dragged him toward the exit. I'm the only one who ever made this family matter. Mum collapsed into a chair, sobbing. I knelt beside her. I'm so sorry, Mum. I tried to tell you. No, she grabbed my hands. I'm sorry. I should have seen it, should have listened when you tried to warn me. Clifford addressed the stunned crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the board, I deeply apologise for this situation. Rest assured, any misappropriated funds will be recovered. Reed appeared with Jennifer, who looked devastated. I'm so sorry, Jennifer whispered. I never thought. He was so convincing. He always is, I said. That's how he operates. The MC tried to restore order, announcing a brief intermission. As the audience buzzed with shocked conversations, Clifford approached our table. Madison, he said gravely, thank you for your courage. We'll make this right. The Children's Hospital, I said. They shouldn't suffer because of this. He nodded. The donation will still happen, in your name if you'll accept it. No, I stood up. Give it in my mother's name. She's the one who taught us about real giving, even if only one of us learned the lesson. As the gala dissolved into chaos around us, Mum squeezed my hand. You protected him for so long, she said. Maybe this time you protected everyone else from him instead. Through the grand windows, I watched security escorting Khalil to a waiting police car. He looked small now, nothing like the giant his lies had created. The truth had finally caught up with him, and somehow it felt worse than any revenge I'd planned. The morning after the gala, my doorbell rang. Mum stood there, holding 2 coffee cups and a manila envelope. Thought you might need this, she said, handing me a cup. The police dropped this off at my house. They need us to verify some statements. We sat at my kitchen table, spreading out papers documenting Khalil's deceptions. Bank statements, emails, social media posts. Seeing it all laid out made my stomach turn. Did you sleep? Mum asked. No. You? She shook her head. I kept thinking about all the signs I ignored, the excuses I made for him. My phone buzzed. A text from Clifford. Board meeting in an hour. Your presence would be appreciated. Go, Mum said, reading over my shoulder. I'll handle the police paperwork. The hospital boardroom was packed. Jennifer sat in a corner, looking exhausted. Clifford stood at the head of the table. Madison, he gestured for me to sit. We've been discussing how to move forward. I'll repay whatever Khalil took, I started. No, Clifford held up his hand. That's not why you're here. We want to offer you a position. I blinked. What? Our new transparency initiative, Jennifer explained. After last night, we need someone who understands both the charitable sector and, well, how people can exploit it. We're creating a verification system for donors, Clifford added, to prevent another situation like this. Your background in finance and your recent experience make you uniquely qualified. Before I could respond, my phone rang. Reed. Turn on the news, he said without greeting. Now. Someone pulled up a news website on the boardroom screen. There was Khalil being led into court in handcuffs. The headline read, local philanthropist charged with fraud, more victims coming forward. He wasn't just scamming us, Reed explained. Police found evidence of multiple schemes, different names, different causes, same pattern. My hands shook as I read the scrolling details. Children's charities, veterans' organisations, disaster relief funds. Khalil had worked his way through them all. "I'll take the job," I told Clifford, "but I have conditions." "Name them." "First, we create a victims' compensation fund. Anyone Khalil scammed gets repaid." He nodded. "Already in progress." "Second, we develop educational programs. Teach people how to spot charity fraud." "Perfect," Jennifer said, taking notes. "And third," I took a deep breath, "the children's wing. Name it after the kids, it helps, not any donor. They deserve the recognition." The board members exchanged looks. Clifford smiled. "Done." That evening I found Mom sitting on her porch, staring at old family photos. "The police called," she said as I sat beside her. "Khalil's asking to see us." "Are you going?" She handed me a photo. Teenage Khalil and me at the beach, both laughing at some forgotten joke. "You know what hurts most?" she said. "In every photo he's smiling, and I can't tell anymore which smiles were real and which were just practice for his cons." My phone chimed. A message from an unknown number. "Hey sis, they're letting me make one call a day. I know you're angry, but family is family. Please visit. I can explain everything." Mum read the message over my shoulder. "Are you going to respond?" I thought about all the times I'd covered for him, all the excuses I'd made, all the trust I'd given that he'd weaponized against others. "No," I deleted the message. Sometimes loving someone means letting them face consequences. Mum squeezed my hand. "You know, I always worried I failed him somehow, but looking at you, maybe I did something right after all." The porch wind chime tinkled, the one Khalil had given her last Christmas, probably bought with stolen money. Mum stood up and unhooked it. "Help me clean out his room tomorrow?" she asked. "The women's shelter needs donations, real ones this time." I hugged her tight. "Of course." That night I sat on my own porch, reading messages from people Khalil had scammed. Some angry, some heartbroken, all grateful for the truth. Reed brought pizza and didn't mention Khalil once. Jennifer sent updates about the new verification system. My phone lit up one last time. Another unknown number. "You ruined everything. Hope you're happy." I blocked the number without responding. The truth was, I wasn't happy, but I was at peace. Sometimes protecting someone means protecting others from them. Sometimes love means letting go. And sometimes the hardest conversations aren't the ones we have with others, but the ones we finally have with ourselves. I deleted the last photo of Khalil from my phone and watched the sun set on a day without lies.